Alex, I think it's probably time for us to start.
Let's do it.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. In case you don't know where you are, you're at the Process Innovation Challenge preliminary round 1 of PIC 14. That's mainly for me because sometimes I don't know where I am, right? So, but hopefully that helps you out as well. And wherever you are, you're very welcome to join us. Feel free to chat your location here. Let's see where everyone is. This is the 14th version of the PIC. What is it? Well, it's a place where innovators in the localization industry get to show ideas to an audience. That's all of you. We're really happy to be here. Let's talk about how this whole thing works, right? So this time around, you'll see we like recycling slides. This is one from last year. We have 24 innovators in this preliminary round. I believe it's actually 23, but it was 24. And that's massive, biggest number for us ever. We're super chuffed about that. As I said, this is day 1, and we'll have day 2 tomorrow. The rules, as we say in Dublin, 3 minutes for pitching for the innovators, all right? 3 slides. So we've asked them to have 3 slides. There can be animation there, so, you know, that's fine as well. Of course, we have 3 dragons. So we call it 3cubed. There you go, bit of math. So let's talk about who our dragons are. We have Julia Tarditi, Head of Global Experience from Qualtrics, Esther Curiel, Globalization Manager at Zoetis Diagnostics, and they are joined by Britta Argard, who's Chief Business Officer at Semantics. Dragons, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
I'm Dave Rowan, and my co-host, as ever, is Alex. Hey, Alex.
Hey, how's it going, Dave? So we're really excited to have everyone here, and I will get out of the way quickly. I did want to just mention that the way the judging for the preliminary rounds works is that it's up to our dragons and our dragons alone. At the final round at LocWorld49 in Sweden, the audience themselves will actually have a chance to vote along with the dragons, and they'll be weighted 50% for the dragons and the audience at the final round. However, these preliminary rounds, the voting is just on behalf of the dragons. Because of the super large field that we have, we asked for a few days for us to tabulate our votes next week. We will be notifying our innovators next Friday, May 5th, if they are invited to attend and join and pitch in the final round at LocWorld. They'll need to let us know by the following week after that if they can attend. If not, we'll move on to the next alternate. We aim to publish our final running order for the final round on Tuesday, May 9th. Back to you, Dave.
Oh, so suddenly. Let's see our innovators, right? So you may have seen this already. Really good to see some new names who first-time joiners to the PIC. Thank you for doing that. And some familiar names. Konstantin, you must have the record at this stage for turning up to the PIC. So very welcome to you too. See Rafał there, who's regular in the PIC, and Alessandra and Patricia, of course, as well. Welcome to you all. You know, that's the small talk done. Let's get the PIC prelims to start. Try saying that after a night out. So let's get things moving, and we'll ask Viveta to join us on stage and to talk to us a bit about something very interesting, a common machine translation post-editing training handbook. Viveta.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to talk about this idea and the value of it. It starts back in May 2020 when presenting the Gallup webinar, the Management and Training Challenges Post-Editing. Based on the survey I prepared for NSP's clients and post-editors and universities, it is identified that even if technology is super developed and the MT engines are now powerful, what we miss is the how to train the industry and how to build a common post-editing protocol for universities, NSPs, clients, and post-editors. So I joined forces with Gallup in order to lead a collaborative machine translation post-editing special interest group, counting 177 members. Participants and representatives from the 4 groups meet once a month to share a 360 view of the MPP landscape, identify the how-to of the training of post-editors, and then you have this slide, yes, And it developed a common MDP training handbook from language professionals for language professionals. We can move on to the next slide. So, what is the need addressed by a common machine translation post-editing training protocol? The need to create this protocol is built on the experience of language industry professionals that will answer basic questions that are not super covered in any other training material. And you may see here the content. It is about skills and competencies, the current state and the current gaps of machine translation post-editing training, specifications of the expertise content, CAD tools, and the engines and types of post-editing efforts and quality expectations in correlation with training, guidelines for setting a basic post-editing workflow and dealing with compositional models, the content of the golden post-editing training and the actions needed, and the code of ethics of post-editing. So let's move to the next slide. So what we are honored to present you today after 2 years of teamwork with the moderators of the special interest group and gala members is an innovation that stands out, making a statement. Innovation stems from humanity's mastery, not from the power of machines. And this is our common machine translation post-editing protocol from language industry professionals for language industry professionals. And we share here the link for you to review it. I don't know if it's possible, Dave, for you to show the link.
We can share the link on chat, perhaps.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Viveta, and very interesting. It sounds like a standard either in the making or made already. Alex?
Great. So for a question, we'll go to Dragon Julia Tarditi.
What is the sample of trainees that you've tried us with?
If we have tried it with, well,
yeah, have you?
It is not something, this needs to be explained. It is not something that goes like a training. It is a training protocol for all of us to have the specs in order to create our own training in the different fields, academia. Everyone needs to have their own training, and we train them how to prepare it according to the gaps. So this is the importance of it, that it can be customized according to the needs of each LSP and of each party involved, like academia, post-editors, and clients.
Yeah, understood. I guess I wondered sort of who you've already shown this to and who has been consulted in the the formulation of the protocol.
It is already used from LSPs, so it is something that is active. It is in the industry. For example, I don't know if I can name the company in which it has been used for sure, because it was one of the moderators of the LSP group, and they tested and it works really well. I mean, it helps a lot in the process of training the internal staff and training the post-editors by preparing a training for them.
Got it. Have there been any KPIs that have been defined as to, has it accelerated the training? Has it improved its confidence, etc.?
Not yet, because it's really new. We just published this back in December, I think. It was finalized by us, and it's just started bringing the first results and being implemented.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julia, on behalf of the Dragons. And thank you, Viveta. Very interesting. So moving on, we're going to, who's next? Oscar is next. So Oscar, we'll ask you to join the stage, walk up the steps, right?
Yep.
Imagine you have steps. And you're going to talk to us about new tool for video revision and quality reporting. So over to you.
Yep. So hi, let me first introduce myself. I am Oscar Martinez, CEO of Loc Capture, a video localization company in Madrid, and I'm here to talk about our simple yet extremely innovative video reviewing tool, FlyQC. We often deal with projects that require a considerable number of localized videos. For example, when we receive a request to create over 100 videos in different languages, duration, and aspect ratios, I find myself with maybe more than 300 minutes of footage to be reviewed before delivery. That means a full day of painstakingly watching the same video over and over again, which can lead to high levels of stress and a diminishing concentration level. Just picture yourself like hearing the same audio and seeing the same images the whole day. And this is how the industry is still doing it. So if we can pass the next to the go for yes. So we started trying to synchronize them upon review using a regular player, and it led to massive time savings. But it was very hard to do it by hand, so we thought that a tool should do it. Surprisingly, there was none on the market, so we created Like You See, and as a result, we have been saving more than 80% of the time spent before. And I wanted to show, to watch a short video that explains in detail how the tool works. So we can go to the next slide. Thank you. So yes, then if you drop, once you open the app, you can drop some videos into the area and reproduce them simultaneously. And then now you can set into customized columns, rearrange videos, and remove them at will or go to full screen if necessary. You can navigate the video frame by frame, or you can do it 10 frames forward, 10 frames backwards, or go to the beginning and end, or just handpick any moment of the timeline. One cool feature is that you can change the audio track in real time to check if audio was correctly applied in just one go. And also another cool feature is to play videos at any speed between 0.1x or 4x in case you need a really detailed or quick revision. The tool lets you display the video data to compare it between versions, and differences will be highlighted in yellow, so it's really useful. And here is where the fun starts. You can create a quality report, adding a comment to any video at any time, even drawing the screenshot to highlight the issues you are talking of, and the time of needing to take a screenshot, add a time code, format an email, etc., is gone. So you can extract your completely formatted quality report. Here it is. You are now ready to send it to your editor or any other person involved in the production of this campaign. It's as easy as that. Just wanted to add that we can go to the next slide, please. Just wanted to add that this all happens in your own computer. So you can add as many videos as your computer can handle, work offline, and it's also completely leak-proof. I think that in this world of automation, we will find ourselves with huge amounts of content to review, and we don't think that anyone will want their content published without having been reviewed by a human eye. So this tool will enhance and optimize this very necessary human element in video revision. So it's in reality a revolution because it's a complete redesign of the way we are being reviewing video.
10 seconds.
That's it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Oscar. We appreciate it. For our dragon question, let's go over to Britta Agard.
Thank you for the presentation, Oscar. That really sounds very interesting and also revolutionizing, as you said. I was wondering, I mean, the human brain cannot multitask necessarily. Just imagine 99 videos on screen at the same time. How does this allow the human reviewer actually capture everything that is going on? I mean, is there a risk maybe that there's too much information in one space, or is the tool also capturing if there are some deviations that the human mind might not see when looking at so many videos at the same time?
Yeah, that will be not the optimal way to do it, because you can, for example, review 10 by 10. That will be much better for you to be aware of everything that's happening on the screen. But for example, imagine that you have a really tight deadline, or it even went away already, and you need some peace of mind before delivering. That would be really useful to just in 2 minutes, you could review, at least see if anything is really shocking to the eye that you will picture with 99 videos. So so
basically the use case is more to have a quick quality check. It's not a thorough
you can pick between 10 videos and do it really detailed. It's really flexible. Or you can even see it 4 by 4, for example. But if you need 99, you can also have it. So it's very flexible for your needs. Like you can choose what you need in that moment.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Oscar. Really interesting stuff. Nice and visual too. Well done. So next up is Pavel. So Pavel, we'll get you to walk up those steps as well and join the PIC stage.
Thank you, Dave. Just to make sure, can you show me the next slide, please? Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. So hi, I'm Pavel from Intento, the Enterprise Machine Translation Hub, and my innovation is about real-time machine translation. So based on our statistics published for the last year, more than 95% of MT through our platform goes not via TMS, despite the fact that we have connectivity to almost all TMS systems on the market. So what is real-time MT? It's mostly focused around customer experience, employee experience, e-commerce, and it means translation of communication like live chats, tickets, community forums, user-generated content. And it's a big share, but on one hand, it's growing, but on another hand, and on the next slide, Dave, I see that translation departments and language companies, they're still hesitating with full adoption of real-time MT in their processes because they don't have full control over it. They cannot tweak real-time MT in real time, and it's very hard to leverage linguistic resources like glossaries and translation memories on the fly. So it leads to something that is not fit to this slide, but to inconvenient processes like translation of support tickets via TMS, or non-agile way of customization of MT, where you have to pull your TM, clean it, and then train your model and do the same probably in 4 or 6 months. So what we offer on the next slide is translation storage. So basically, it's the thing where you can cache or save your machine translation results for real-time use cases in the translation storage for further reuse. And this gives us and our users ways to manipulate machine translation results in real time. The simplest example is you spot an error on your community portal, fix it. The next user who sees this translation, it's more precise. But it's just intermediary stuff. The real innovation is we allow automatic manipulation of MT results in the translation storage. So, for example, we can run machine translation quality estimation, identify the most risky segments, and post-edit them with the GPT-powered automated post-editing that is trained on your style guide. So can it be more agile? I don't think so. And or you change the term, and we can auto-propagate this term across the whole storage, and not in a find and replace mode. We can rewrite it with GPT model so that it makes sense. And then, of course, you can link it to your TMS. And translation storage is an extension of TMS to make it more useful for real-time use cases. And it's not my fantasy. It's already working. We use it heavily with Intento projects internally and piloted with some of our customers. And when I get to the final round, I will show you how it works and give you more tangible experience. Drop the mic. Thank you.
Love the optimism there, Pavel. Really interesting MT flavor. Is that like a super tanker translation memory type thing going on there? Well done, Alex.
Yeah. It sounds complex, but it's elegant, I would say.
For our dragon question, let's go over to Esther Curiel.
Thanks, Pavel. That was very cool. So yes, Dave says it's basically a giant TM, right, created from your emptied content.
Right.
I was interested in what you said about the kind of automatic improvements using GPT and so on. Like, we're hearing a lot about GPT not being all that accurate. Are you taking that into account in any way?
So we did some tests. It might be not accurate if you use it like in a bold way, but if you show it how post editors work, what is the right translation, your TM, it gives you astonishing results. You can go like up to 11 with your post editing efforts. Reduce them. So yeah, of course, it needs to know what's good and what's not good for your specific type of content. And this gives you the precision of the post editing. It's like with humans.
Yeah, perfect. And listen, for the clients, you said you're using it with some clients already. Are they seeing a reduction perhaps in the amount of errors that they would normally get reported, anything like that?
I think the most observed improvements in the first times is the reduction of this organizational waste, where you get a report, okay, something is wrong, you don't know what to do, you have TMS and you have real-time MT, okay, how to connect them, and I think this is the major improvement here. And then the next improvement is that you basically can import to the storage your translation memory or link to the translation memory results, so that it works in a way that you already have some pre-approved translations from your, I don't know, country reviewers that send you them in an Excel spreadsheet. You also link them to the storage, and it also reduces this waste in communication between departments and so on, because probably in-country reviewers have no idea about MemoQ or XTM or how to work there. You have to onboard them, so it makes things easier. And on top of this automated post editing, where sometimes you don't need humans at all because the amount of content might be so huge.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to seeing that demo at some point.
See you in Sweden.
Hopefully so. Thank you very much.
On that optimistic note, well done, Pavel. Let's keep moving it on. Right. So anyone who just joined us recently, your pick number 14, preliminary session 1, sounds very technical and formal, doesn't it? And we've just seen 3 innovators. We're going to keep moving forward. So Frédéric is up next. Please join us on stage, and we're going to see a bit more about video, Frédéric, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dave. Hi, everyone. Dear Dragons, welcome to the video content revolution, in which I will show you how to unlock the power of automated localized text generation with ChatGPT. For a quick intro, I am Fred Queudret, CTO of Acolad Group, and I am pleased to have in the audience today some of our greatest members of our AI team. One of them is Maria Afara. She is one of our best AI experts and the main contributor of what I'll present you today. And another one is François Hernandez, our head of AI at Acolad. If we can go to the next slide, please. So today I'll show you how we improve the business process by automating some of the steps with automated video transcription and generative AI solutions. So our customer is a well-known French public television network. They also provide an online streaming platform with movies and documentaries to promote Francophonie in the world. The videos made available online are published with a summary which is localized in 6 different languages. The summaries must meet certain criteria, like being shorter than 50 words for the English version, for example. And the actual process is very time-consuming with a lot of manual work. And this is a real issue for our customer, as time to market is a strong challenge to be able to publish videos on time according to their TV programming schedule. Our solution based on AI helps to provide summaries in minutes rather than weeks. Deadlines are met, and our customer has more time to enhance the quality of the summaries. Next slide, please. The pipeline we use is based on OpenAI solutions, Whisper 1 ASR for transcription and turning video content into text, then GPT 3.5 and GPT 4 language models with prompt engineering to summarize and translate the content into the preferred languages. And the goal for Acolad was also to evaluate the complexity of creating such a solution and to better understand the pros and cons and potential limitations of the OpenAI platform. Next slide, please. So if you can maybe click on the image, there's an animation. Thank you. So now it's time to show you a recorded demo of our prototype. So as you see on your screen, users can upload a video and our platform will display the transcription. Users have multiple options to edit the transcript, choose their desired languages, our desired summarization model, and customize the summary output. So in conclusion, our prototype delivers concise summaries of any video content, in any languages with just a click of a button. At Acolad, we believe sincere the innovations coming from artificial intelligence can open new business opportunities and the video content summarization is one of them, but stay tuned. We continue pushing AI in many other initiatives and might be more to show in Sweden too. So thanks to the audience and the dragons for your attention.
Thank you very much. For our dragon question, let's go over to Julia.
Okay, so if we go back to, can you go back to the slide where you had like side by side before and after process? I think can we focus a little bit on the sort of new, you know, what's happening now with your innovation?
Yes.
So can you walk me through how this happens from?
Okay, absolutely. So the first step is to get the video and to transcript the video to get automatic text transcription. And from that transcription, so you get all the transcriptions from the video. And from that transcription, we generate a main summary in a preferred language. And then we localized the different summaries in other languages based on the main summary.
Okay, understood. What are the key results that you're looking at when it comes to evaluating performance? And are you leveraging any automated QA to assess performance?
Not yet for automated QA. That's part of the other initiatives that I was mentioning. But for performance, for sure, you know, in the previous process, you have someone watching the video, so it's really time consuming. On this one, we have really shortened the time it takes to get the transcription. And for performance testing, until now, we have not yet done or used the prototype on the long one. So we stayed with short video, like 10, 15 minutes. And so we did not consume all the tokens, for example, when you input in the generative AI models. We did not go until up to the limit of the tokens to generate the summary. But that's part of open topics for the coming weeks.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Frédéric. Well done. Another one on video. Excellent. Thank you. So, Konstantin, we'll ask you to join the stage. Should be familiar for you. Been here before. And you're going to talk to us about multilingual content creation with GPT. Right?
Hello. Okay.
We can hear you.
Let's dive. Yes, good. Let's dive into existential threats and opportunities. So now we're here at Localization World Conference, and you know what? Most of the time when we talk about localization, we're really talking about translation. This has been this case since the Guild. No, please don't switch before I'm saying. Yeah. This has been the case since the Gilgamesh epic was localized to APAC languages about 4,000 years ago. But here's the thing, direct translation doesn't always cut it. Next one. Take this Chinese math problem. We can translate it into English accurately next, but it still won't make the math easier for American student to grasp next. So why do we cling with this translation paradigm? Well, now pitfalls of using a pivot language, like when we translate from Spanish to French or English, losing lots of valuable context. So why we still tolerate having this pivot content creation, pivoting through original content, using it as a proxy between original idea and target audience? Wouldn't it be ideal having experts who grasp the idea, subject matter, target content, and audience craft each multilingual versions from scratch without relying on this original content as a proxy? Or perhaps we can find a single person fluent in all languages and cultures to write all of our content. Next. So finding such people might be ideal, but it's not scalable for a global business. But now we have GPT, which is a multilingual copywriter with extensive knowledge of various cultures and subject matters. All we need to do is to reframe the problem in the following way. We develop this content for Chinese students based on the original idea and business context. Please, using the same idea, create content for US students with the same purpose in mind. Next. And voila, we can swap languages and have the content trans-created. Next. Next. Mexican. Next. Sweden. Bridging gaps between cultures and audiences. And what's really exciting is that language, local, no longer remains a standalone or unique factor. It's simply another adjustable attribute with the content creation process. Next. And we can also modify audience age. Next. Education level. Next. And even subject matter. Next. And next. Next.
10 seconds.
Yes. So next slide. A few practical things. It works inside TMS systems using content briefs as inputs and letting people post-edit in the CAP tool their resulting content. Wide range of training options from using it as translation to training on TMs, and about 1,000 difference in cost depending on your quality requirements. Thank you.
Okay. Thank
Alex,
you, Konstantin.
I think I've heard a couple of Spinal Tap references already on this call. It looks like, Konstantin, you're trying to turn it up to 11 as well, right?
I love it.
Yeah, we all at Intento do that.
For our dragon question, let's toss it over to Esther.
That's very cool, Konstantin. I'm curious to know, like, I imagine the use cases for these are kind of in marketing content, maybe even perhaps like kind of sales training, that kind of thing. But you would have the issue of, you know, again, guidelines, internal guidelines and so on. So you do have to train this heavily. So I'm wondering at what levels, you know, at what volumes and so on, this actually becomes cost effective and kind of the effort that you put into training it, checking it afterwards for compliance, accuracy, etc. At what level does this become actually useful and cost effective?
Yeah, so technically, it's about like you train machine translation, meaning that you just offloading your TMs to experts plus guidelines and you forget and they tell you it's done. It's not more expensive than that. Well, what's cool here is that when you train machine translation, you mostly train it on just on parallel sentences. You train it to translate, which is a quite narrow task. When you train system like that, you actually leverage your TMs at fullest because you not only leverage this information about parallel sentences, you also extract through this training information about your business context, the purpose of your content, these guidelines without having to specify them explicitly. And that's the best thing here.
Cool.
Really cool.
Thank you.
Really cool.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Konstantin. Great stuff. Moving on. All right. We have Fred coming up next. And Fred, you're trying to confuse us, right, with aQua. That's definitely not water, right?
No, there is no water involved in the process.
Excellent. Over to you, Fred.
Hello, my name is Fred Bane, and I lead the AI and NLP research and development team at Transperfect. And it's my honor to present to you work completed by our team member, Thalia Soler. Next slide, please. Regulatory filing for a medicinal product is a complex and highly error-sensitive process required in order to sell a pharmaceutical product in different countries. The requirements for submissions vary greatly in different countries, and these requirements are constantly changing. Properly creating a document for health authority approval involves multiple reference materials, ensuring compliance with terminology resources such as MEDRA, adhering to previously approved product characteristics, and consistent translation of any new content into the required language. As traditional workflows using translation memories and machine translation cannot meet the exacting standards required, This process has until now remained largely manual, involving several labor-intensive steps. In our company, this involved highlighting source documents in different colors to indicate the appropriate reference document, finding the correct in-language expression for each highlighted string, making only necessary changes for the current submission, identifying any terms with standard translations in Medra or other local pharmacopoeia, looking up these translations, adapting the morphological form of the term, and sending any new sentences for machine translation. Whew, next slide, please. Our solution, aQua, automated quality review of documents, automates all of the preceding steps using an explainable ML process. Beyond leveraging translation memories, a machine learning model performs regulatory label prediction, categorizes and complies with industry required translations, which are retrieved and dynamically modified. Any terms in Medra, a pharma industry standard terminology base that is continuously updated, or other local pharmacopoeia are identified. The database is queried to obtain the most up-to-date translation. Morphological analysis and adaptation are performed on these terms as needed. And finally, a machine translation model specialized in regulatory language is used to translate any new content. Descriptions of how each translation was obtained are added as notes in the translated file so that a human reviewer can clearly understand all the steps that were taken and why. Next slide, please. This solution is revolutionizing the way we produce regulatory labeling translations. By thinking beyond the traditional translation tools and leveraging machine learning, we managed to reach unprecedented levels of efficiency in this process. Across more than 500 projects in 2022, we obtained time savings in excess of 90%, saving over 500 hours of manual effort. All of this was done without any disruption to the delivery of ongoing projects. Thank you for your time.
Wow, great stuff, Fred. What's up? 14 times less effort?
Yes, it's really a striking number because this process was just so time consuming and error prone and labor intensive.
Great job. Alex?
Great. For a dragon question, we'll go to Britta. Oh, I think you're muted, Britta. There you go.
Thank you very much, Fred. This is sounds really cool and it sounds really complex. So my question would be, when matching the templates that I see also exist in different languages, multiple languages, and the matching process, is that a language agnostic approach, or do you in any case relay everything through English?
Most of our documents, the source language is English, but the process that we've developed is language specific because each country and even regions within a country can have particular requirements, meaning that we can't have a one-size-fits-all model, but we have a process to collate the different reference materials that are in use for different countries and regions.
So basically you would need to build a model per language or per country?
Correct.
A specific one, yes.
Correct. And these need to be updated almost constantly.
Good. So next level of innovation would be to also make it maybe language agnostic and scale that even more. But thank you very much. It was very, very interesting. And the results seem to be quite astonishing.
My pleasure.
We love it when thanks, Fred. And we love it when dragons give you know, advice on where to go next. You know, that's part of the
Me too. It's quite valuable. Thank you, Freda.
So we'll let you take that conversation forward. So thanks, Fred. And let's keep moving on. We're just over halfway through, folks. So pace is good, I think. We'll ask Erji to join the stage, and we're going to talk about AI-powered localization source content analysis.
Yeah, thanks.
Over to you.
Yes, my name is Erji Wang. I think, yeah, I know some of the old friends here. Yeah, so for this topic, I want to share, we partner with Centific, formerly known Pacteria. I know that Wei Zhang is also one of the key contributors for this small project. Yeah, I think since last year, end of last year, ChatGPT published, I think, a lot of new ideas pop up how you use ChatGPT in different industries and also in localization. different company, different vendor, and also the buyer side, we have a lot of idea and we have a different trials. So today we want to introduce one user case, typically in the content analytics, source content analytics, So next page, please. So we need to better understand the source content. So we need to understand what is the topic and what is the domain knowledge need for the later translation or localization, and also we need to understand what is the quality of the source content, and also we need to understand what is the tone, what is the style, and also we need to check if the tone and style is consistent in the whole article or not. And so also we need to handle the terms. We need to extract the terms for the source content, and also we need to make sure that there's nothing really bad in the source content, and also we need to remind ourselves there's no geopolitical sensitive words there. So a lot of things we need to handle for the source content, and we see that GPT is one of the handy tool for helping us to do this. So next page, we have a small demo. Maybe you can help to play the video. Yes, so this is a quick demo for this. You can see that we have one call for the ChatGPT API, and so we have all the answers here. So we know what is the source content language, and what is the word count, how many, and also what type of content they are, and what is a summary. So and also we have the readability level evaluation, and also we have the terminology there. More on, we have the geopolitical alert. So we also need to make sure that there's no incorrect content in there. And also we have some of the brand name and country name. Something like this. So so this is basically a very quick demo for what we have. We want to show the capability of using ChatGPT in the source content analytics. So you know the things moving so fast. Every 2 weeks we have some new idea how we can utilize this, and we also have some learning we want to share with you. For example, one thing is you know that ChatGPT is using the API is not free, right? So it's depend on how many times you call it. So we try to ask ChatGPT to answer as many as questions by one call. So this will save our money. So this is something really we need to pay attention. And I think by June, when we have our
Finish up, please.
Thanks.
Thank you, Erji. Great presentation. For our question, we're going to go over to Julia.
I was typing notes. Thank you very much. It was a really good presentation. Can I ask how many hours did it take for you in terms of engineering work to introduce this? And did you find it was hard to get the buy-in from your team?
Actually, this is thanks for the great question. I think the engineering work is very limited. I think we know that ChatGPT API is not that difficult to be integrated or to be called in our existing tool chain. For the demo itself, right now we are using because this is recorded 1 month ago, so we are still using the standalone. But right now this is already integrated in our tool chain. We're putting this in the production environment, and I haven't finished that in my presentation. Is every 1 week we have a weekly brainstorming with Centific and our team. So we have a lot of things we want to brainstorm. We want to introduce some new user case there, and but the engineering effort is not that high. But more interesting is we want to contribute more idea how to utilize or what kind of a new user case we can use. So I think a lot of companies are doing the same thing. So basically, because of the ChatGPT, the capabilities is so it's so huge. So a lot of room we can use, or a lot of things we can explore. So this is something we I think before now, between now and before June, before we go to Malmö, I think there's a lot of new idea will pop up, and I think more the team right now they present, and in June, in early June, they are maybe different. They will add a lot of things new. So I'm really looking forward for presenting this, and also listening to other folks they are presenting in Malmö. Yeah.
Good
Thank you,
stuff.
Erji.
Thanks, Erji. Wow. So yeah, you're creating
Thank
a bit
you.
of intrigue there, and yeah, who owns the moon? I'll be thinking on that one later. Thank you very much again. So next up, Heikki, we'll ask you to join the stage, and you're going to talk to us about fully automated interpreter mediation. Over to you.
Hello. Next slide, please. If I give you 10,000 interpreters and ask you to find out the best one for a job, how long would it take for you to figure it out? We can do it in a second through automation. My name is Heikki, and I have been automating processes using software development for past 15 years. Our company name is Youpret, and we have created a platform that automates job distribution. Our vision is to create more equal world where language isn't the barrier to understanding one another. Interpreter assistance is needed in thousands of situations daily in Finland. Through Youpret, hundreds of interpreters receive job assignments every day. Those in need of assistance can find interpreters through Youpret. Next slide. Practically speaking, our platform handles automated order processing and job distribution, finding interpreters, offering, accepting, and confirming jobs, collecting feedback, calculating prices and generating billing information, calculating interpreter fees, managing exceptions, reports, and statistics. So we automate everything. Over 97% of all assignments are automatically processed through our system. We continuously develop our platform based on user needs, collected data, and new tech innovations. Next slide. Our tech works, and the number of assignments is constantly scaling up. Last year, our revenue doubled from 1 million to 2 million. This year is looking even better. We are experts in process automations who wants to find solutions to help people and provide employment. Youpret, we speak the same language. Thank you for your time. Thanks.
Thanks, Heikki. We appreciate that. For a dragon question, we'll go to Britta.
Thank you very much, Heikki. That was very interesting, and I understand the case here, also coming from the Nordic countries where we have a lot of interpretation needs. But I was wondering how does your matching algorithm work? So what metrics are actually going into the selection process? And you're also mentioning that feedback is collected. So would the system learn from the feedback so that next time I choose the interpreter, it has actually adapted the wishes that I have?
Yes, thank you. We have some. We have do some machine learning and use some our own coding to make this kind of matching algorithm. But mainly at the moment, it actually uses if the customer selects their favorites, then they can get the same interpreters over and over. But we have some algorithms for that. But it's depending also the case that do we put that on or not, because in some cases we want to, and in generally we want to be really fair. So in some cases we just randomly pick one of the quality interpreters or good quality interpreters, and overall we have really really tight process to how to get in. And we are also developing lots of stuff related to recruiting process. So we can find the actually best interpreters from the CVs and based on our own data.
So just a quick follow-up, does it then, if you randomly choose, does it then take into account the availability of that interpreter? Because, I mean, we need to match at least the time when they speak, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's also depending what the customer picks and the availability and so on. There's lots of different things, and we have like own team, which is just developing some language technology stuff, and then we have another team which is focused just the ordering process and so on.
Thank you very much, Heikki.
Thanks.
Very interesting stuff, Heikki. I see a couple of comments in the chat. You might have a look when you're off the stage. But until then, Kiitos, Heikki.
Kiitos, thank you.
All right, thank you. So moving on, hey, we're getting there, folks. We've had 8 innovators on stage. Number 9 is Rafał. Rafał, will you join us?
Hi, hello. Yes, of course. Thanks for having me. So I'm Rafał, and I'm the head of the XTM AI team. So I'm really into this AI world, and we can see that we are on the verge of the AI revolution. From the previous presentation, you've seen GPT mentioned many times, and me personally, I have the impression that we are barely scratching the surface of what it's actually capable of. And the only way to breach this surface and to dive deep into the world of GPT and other large language models is to find some actual practical solutions that they can provide. And here I am to talk about one of those ideas. Let's go to the next slide. So in localization, we deal with a lot of text data. In most cases, this is our source material, right? If we are not translating videos, obviously, but we would like to use this text to create resources and to aid our processes in the means of, for example, training artificial intelligence or compiling linguistic resources. And to do that, we need high-value text data. What we have publicly available are social media posts, not very well valued linguistically. I mean, popular knowledge like Wikipedia or technical descriptions as in PDF manuals. But what we would really like to use are things that our clients actually translate. So legal contracts, financial statements, medical data. That would be awesome. Let's go to the next slide. Because these things fed to language models or used to compile language resources will provide some very some substantial gains. The problem is, however, that these texts contain confidential information. And the solution that we are proposing at XTM International, we've developed a prototypical anonymizer based on what else? On GPT. Let's go to the next slide. So this is what it's capable of. We have a sentence right at the top containing some potentially confidential information. Then let's advance. Then we use the OpenAI's GPT, and we have all the confidential information scratched out of it. We developed it just like the previous solutions described today, based on GPT via the process of prompt engineering, and it's actually working. And that you can actually feed into an AI model that you can use because there's no confidential information, and it's also abstracting, so it's not concentrating on certain people's names. It just has person in it as a placeholder. So we use the AI to prepare food for another AI. How about that? Thank you.
Thanks, Rafał. For a dragon question, we'll go over to Esther.
Thanks, Rafał. That's very, very cool. It's amazing. Amazing pictures today, I have to say. I understand what you're doing here, Rafał, and I'd love to hear more about the use cases. So you put it very succinctly at the end. You're using AI to feed more AI. So kind of some actual applications of the feeding of that, you know, the second AI. Could you tell us a bit about what you've seen this used for?
Yes, thank you. That's a great question. So the actual application of this technique can be seen as, for instance, you want to train a very specific narrow domain custom neural machine translation model, right? And you're working with contracts. That's actually the use case that I had back in my career. That you have a company, one of those large Big Four audit companies that they are using a lot of legal contracts and a lot of documents that simply contain very sensitive information economically. So in order to be able to process it, to be able to actually do anything with the data, you need to scratch out the confidential information. So we propose to use an automatic anonymizer to do exactly that, right? So to scratch out the information so that we can use the data in the first place, and the, let's say, byproduct of this activity is that the data is now more abstract and it's better fitted for neural models.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Yeah, I can see uses in telehealth and stuff like that.
Yes.
You know, where you might not be supporting, you know, certain markets with kind of longer tail languages and so on. Like
that's true.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, you only rely on your let's say relation with OpenAI to whom you do submit the data. But that's not the only possibility. Apart from GPT, you can also have your own large models of that kind. So the possibilities are endless.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Esther. Thanks, Rafał. AI, eating AI. You know, is someone going to create the diet for this? Let's see what happens, right? Okay, so thanks, Rafał. Next up is Tina. So Tina, we welcome you to the stage. And extract quote, go that fast. It sounds like some kind of magic wand you have there. Let's hear more about it.
It is, definitely. Hello, everyone. I'm Tina Julsgaard, and I'm the inventor and the founder of Scrappling. And my idea behind Scrappling was to create a tool that can quickly extract content from websites in a reliable and structured way. With Scrappling, a quote for website translation can be done in less than half an hour. The tool is designed exclusively for LSPs and for translators. Yes, there we go. So how does it actually work? Insert the URL of the website you want to quote, and then the detection of URL starts. After the detection, you can define the language you want to extract. Then you can download an Excel file of all URLs you found on the website or the tool found on the website, and you can send the list to the client and ask the client to delete the URLs that should not be translated. Then you can re-upload the final Excel to Scrappling and export the content from the URLs that the client has selected. You can choose to export the content into Word, Excel, PDF, or HTML files. You can get one entire file per language or one file per URL when you export the content. So now the project is ready and can be set up in your preferred CAD tool. Next slide. So why is Scrappling so unique? It gives the LSPs and translators a chance to do a quick quoting. It can be done between 5 to 30 minutes. It all depends on the size of the website. And you can extract the content into Word files and quickly set up your project in your preferred CAD tool. You can even extract all metadata like titles and meta descriptions if the client is interested in SEO translation. You can also create amazing TMs and as well as glossaries by exporting the content of the client's website in 2 languages and then afterwards you can align it in your CAP tool. You can offer your clients easy revisions of their websites by exporting all the content into an editable format like Word. And then it's possible to search very quickly and easily for outdated terminology, spelling mistakes, or other linguistic issues. And the reviewer can make visible corrections in the Word file in order for the client to update their website.
10
It's
seconds.
a unique tool because there is no other tool on the market with the features of scrapping, and they are all tailored for our industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. For our dragon question, we'll go over to Julia.
It would have been fab to get a short demo of how this works.
I know. I'll show you. I'll show you at LocWorld.
What would you say are the, no worries, what would you say are the top 3 unique selling points, right, that differentiate this from something else that's already out there?
Yeah, I think what is very important is the fact that you can actually create a quote for a client for a website translation in less than 30 minutes. It's unique, I think, and it's something that we're all looking for, because it can be a very long process of, and sometimes the clients cannot send you the texts and the content, and so you really, I think we are all LSPs are struggling a little bit when, you know, the client just sends you the website URL and say, hey, how much does it cost to translate my website? So now it can be done very, very quickly and very easily. And also, I think it's interesting about the creating TMs. Let's say you get a new client and you're not able to get the TMs. Maybe they have been working with another LSP before and you cannot get the TMs. You can actually extract all the content from 2 languages from source and into the language, or all the languages that you're going to translate into. And you can have a translator align all the content in your CAP tool. So you can actually create the TMs for new clients, and you can also create the glossaries. So I think these are things, and also about the revisions, like what I said in the presentation, that you can very quickly, in an editable format, you can go through, you know, often clients, they have some terminology and they have changed the term over the years or something, and they want to go back and make sure, let's say it's a huge website, to go back and make sure that that outdated term is not on the website anymore. So you can get a very quick overview by doing a simple search and replace in a Word file.
Great.
You're not planning to expand this beyond web content, are you?
Sorry,
are you planning to take this to content types other than web content?
No, just for website content.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, who knows what could happen in the future, right? You never know.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But right now we are we need to let it be where it is right now and see how it goes. But I would be happy to show you at LocWorld how it all works.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Tina. Well done. Good stuff there. And so we're on to the last one of the day, folks. Thanks for bearing with us. So Alessandra and Patricia, I'll ask Alessandra to join us, please.
Yes, hello everybody, nice to be here. And I'm Alessandra Binazzi. I'm joined by my colleague Patricia Palladini-Adel. I will be doing the presentation. Please, let's go to the next slide. So yeah, at IKEA, we have the challenge of scale. Next, please. So we have about 164 employees who work all in very different ways. We have mainly decentralized tooling, no governance and countless stakeholders. So how do we even begin to harmonize this variety of situations across people, processes, and tools? Next, please. we start with a single point of entry for localization onboarding. And right now, this is a simple form on our Global Language Services portal. Next, please. So once the requester has entered the single point of entrance, we guide the user through defining their localization requirements. And to do this, we follow a process similar to creating your own Pokeball, which really essentially is just a decision tree. Next, please. So we ask the requester to make some choices. We start with a base. So this is your content type. Next up is your protein. This is your level of quality. Number of proteins equal number of workflow steps in your workflow. The quality decision for the user is based on the audience. So for an internal audience with limited visibility, we service base quality, which is just one ingredient, MT. Then we have internal audience with medium visibility. This is 2 medium, MT plus LSP post editing. Then we have external customers or internal, but with broad visibility. They get a full 3-step process, MT, LSP post editing, and internal review. Last choice is your trimmings. This is your choice of languages. Now you're done with making your decisions. You can move on to create your bowl. If you chose your basic quality, then there's no wait. It's instant pickup. It's the fast lane and it's free. Everybody else, we ask you to add the sauce. So we want some reference information from you. And then of course you need to pay. And we give you a few options there. Then you pick up and you're ready to go. You're on your way. Next, please. So what I just described, next, please, is Gorbis, which is IKEA's self-service localization. It stands for Global Teams Onboarding on a rolling basis. And what we do is we serve self-service, governance, and centralized technology, aligning with the people, process, and tools approach. Think about an IKEA store where our user moves through the store, that we facilitate them by making certain decisions, but really they're empowered to do it all themselves. The result is happy customers and significant cost savings. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alessandra. For our dragon question, excuse me, let's go over to Esther.
Thank you, Alessandra. This is the dream, isn't it?
The dream. It's achievable.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah. What I want to ask you is, I mean, as an innovation, this is hardly an innovation. It's something that many other people have tried or achieved. It's probably in the how you've done it rather than the what. But like maybe I'd ask you to tell me, what you think is most innovative about this.
Well, the fact that, the scale that we're working at, and we've been able to really find a way to harmonize across all these different ways of working. And, it looks quite simple on the outside, and that's the purpose. The purpose is to make it simple for our users. But on the back end, of course, this takes a lot of orchestration, which is really what we do on a technical level. So this front end part is really just the gateway to then the systems and processes that our users then enter to get to the end result that they want. So what you see here in terms of the choices they make is really just the front end. It's an easy way for the user to be directed basically to the entrance in the funnel that they're going to follow throughout the process. Everything else is pretty much automated. So the innovation is really in the back end, but what we make it look easy with an easy front end. So a menu is what we're using as a way to show this, but the back end automation is what is really unique in this case.
You need to understand that if I'm allowed to add something, in the back end you have everything. That automation is extremely powerful. It includes from translation memory, from ChatGPT, any other thing in that part of the backend, which is supporting and making things extremely simple and extremely straightforward for the requesters. So basically they choose what they want, off they go, and everything is set back. And we involve also translation agencies review. It really depends on the quality, but it's really, really, the innovation, we wanted to keep it simple here, say, hey, the innovation here is that it's really straightforward for the requester, but there's a lot of work behind. But that's what we always pitch. We want this shift left approach, that you invest time setting up things, preparing, understanding the requirements. So after that, once you've gone through all this preparation, you can reuse many times, and it's extremely scalable.
Fantastic. Thank you both.
Thank you, Esther, Alex, and Patricia. I don't know about anyone else, but I was getting hungry there. I was thinking about conveyor belt or rotating sushi. Alex, what about you?
I'm hungry too. But you know what? It's not because this session went too long. I'm really proud of how quickly and smoothly everything went today. I'd like to thank all of our innovators for being prompt and precise. We really didn't have to cut everyone off, and hopefully everyone feels that they got their message across. We made it through 11 amazing innovators today. We have 12 tomorrow. And you can tell, Dave, this is going to be a really tough process for our dragons to figure out who moves on to Sweden.
Easy for us, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's going to be very interesting. Great pitches today. A couple of people already were visualizing themselves there in Malmö. Let's help you all out there with a few pictures of, that starts on June 6th, right, Alex?
Correct. And the final round of the pick, it will actually take place on Wednesday, June 7th. We've got the main stage at LocWorld, and we're really, really excited to be there. One quick note is that even though we have 23 innovators and only 6 can move on, if an innovator doesn't advance out of the prelim rounds, they're always welcome to enter and pitch again in a future pick. So I also wanted to mention that we've been recording this session, and I will get this posted to the LocWorld YouTube channel and shared soon, so that everyone has a chance to watch this that couldn't attend today. Dave, back over to you.
Yeah, because apart from, the big goal of the pick is to share great innovations, right? Is to get that knowledge out there, to enable innovators to connect with different audiences and hopefully progress and have some success with it. But aside from that, there's also the matter of the final round, right, Alex? And we're well supported by Multilingual magazine as well as LocWorld in that. So part of the prizeware includes them. Just give them a quick shout out and thanks. And also, you mentioned tomorrow. Here's a teaser trailer of who's up tomorrow. So how's it going to work, Alex? I think you've mentioned voting is going to be done by the Dragons. They'll have to go into their little huts and have a look at everything and then decide. It looks like it'll be a tough decision if we're halfway through, right? More pitches tomorrow. And then we'll have results out towards the back end of next week.
And as we said, we'll notify our innovators next week. The results will not be published until the week after, at which time we've confirmed our innovators that can attend for Sweden. So keep an eye out. We should publish by Tuesday, May 9th on the PIX website and also on LocWorld.com. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone again today. Thanks to our dragons, Esther, Julia, and Britta. Really appreciate the great questions that you brought our innovators. Just want to say once again, this is the deepest field we've ever had. And, innovators, great job preparing today. And good luck to everyone. We'll see you back same time, same channel tomorrow. And thank you very much, everybody. Dave, a final word?
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, and well done.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Thanks.